with hints, tips and tradie chat. Grab yourself a brew because it's about to start. This is Women in Trades with Amy the Sparky.
Before the show starts, I just quickly wanted to talk to you about Tradify. Tradify is a fast-growing job management platform for all busy tradespeople. It's great for managing all sorts of business admin such as quotes, tracking invoices, timesheets and appointments, leaving you more time to focus on other important things. Tradify have very kindly given me a discount code for my viewers, so check them out by clicking the link in my show description and using discount code AMY50 to get 50% off. Now, let's crack on with this show.
Hello and welcome to Women in Trades with Amy the Sparky. This week I'm going to be chatting with Tiana for T Electrics on Instagram. Hello.
Hiya.
I hope the connection stays, but we'll see how it goes. It's not been brilliant. Tiana's one of those girls that's funny without even knowing she's funny. I can't stop laughing. Sorry.
I apologise.
Okay, right. Tiana, fourth year apprentice in electrics, yeah, and absolutely smashing it. You're literally one of the most enthusiastic people on Instagram, and yeah, that's why I wanted to chat with you. I love your account. So
Thank you.
tell me a little bit about you then. So obviously you're from Birmingham because you've got the accent like me.
It's not a nice accent, is it?
Wow. I've had people say to me, "Oh, I love your accent" on Instagram. You know, like a lot of Americans say it.
They say it, but no one else likes it. No one over here likes it.
So how old are you?
I'm 23 actually.
You're 23, and so you were 19 when you started. Did you have a
19.
started your apprenticeship or something else?
I just went straight to an apprenticeship, but I did the college route first. So I did 2 years at college and then did the rest as an apprenticeship.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
How has your college experience been?
Well, when I first started, it was a bit. I worked with a lot of older men, so they was a bit more sexist about situations. Like, oh, you can't pass this exam, or you can't get higher than me because you're female, kind of thing. And men actually pick up stuff quicker. I was like, all right, kind of prove them wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of proved them wrong, and I think it was a bit difficult at first, but after that, I think I went somewhere else, another college, and it was fine.
Still in Birmingham?
Yeah, still in Birmingham.
Yeah. Okay. On your course now, are there any other females?
No, actually, no. I've only met one since I've done it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Never. I don't think I know any females that really do electrics.
No, I've never met one.
Do you?
I've never met one. Since I joined Instagram and started doing this, I'm really surprised at how many there are. I thought there was literally none. But there are, there's a fair few of us now.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. But when I first went on Instagram, you and Kimmy were my first 2 followers. I didn't know anyone else, and I started noticing. I was like, hold on a minute, there's quite a fair bit. Then started noticing gas, like the gas females and the plumbers. Like, oh, it's actually quite a big community.
Yeah, it's a nice community, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah. You
talk to Kimmy a lot, don't you?
Yeah, we're quite close. Yeah, she's all right.
So funny. I can imagine conversations between you two. I bet
it's ridiculous. Honestly, it's like like when you have like the Chuckle Brothers. That's me and Kimmy. Like we're like the Chuckle Brothers.
I can imagine. Oh my god!
It's like we're like a good combination together, but maybe sometimes you can quiet it down a bit. But because I'm a bit quiet and she's a bit like loud, it's like we balance each other out.
You're not quiet.
I think I am. I think I'm a bit shy. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
I'm a bit shy, a bit quiet.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to do any work together? Do you think?
Oh, because we both work in the same sector, it's a bit like there's nothing really new that you can teach each other, really, isn't it? Yeah. If it was like a big install job, like I think I had one the other day, and I was going to invite her down, like to do one, but because my manager was there, he was like, I don't really want to, you know what I mean? But if I have any big jobs on, like, yeah, I think I've got an underfloor heating job to do in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Or do some spotlights and underfloor heating. So if she does, she's free. I can invite her down.
Yeah. I'd love to be a fly on the wall watching you go.
Oh, it'd be ridiculous, honestly. She'll be with a little JCB drill, not be with my little Bosch impact driver.
She'll be there in her leggings. She looks proper glamorous, doesn't she? She goes to work like,
Yeah.
I don't know how she looks so glamorous.
I don't, honestly, for an electrician, I'm like, honestly, she's got time to do her makeup, look good, wear some nice clothes. I'm like,
I know.
I just wear a scruff jacket.
I know. I'm the same. I live in hoodies. She always looks like she's about to go on a night out, doesn't she?
Yeah. She'll probably put us to shame on a night out as well as working.
I'm not going on that. Yeah.
I probably wear my work boots, but I can't handle the heels. She handles heels left, right, and centre. Like,
the same.
She puts it to shame. I was like, I live in work boots, and when I wear heels, like for my birthday, I wore heels. I was like, this is it. This is not it. I put some socks on and some sliders. I thought, this is it. This ain't it. I hate it.
I can't remember the last time I wore heels. I've just been
when you start with
for over a year. All we've done is work.
Yes, but you see, that's the only problem. Now your feet are probably customized to work boots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that. I don't like heels anymore anyway.
No, I don't. I forgot what I was going to ask you now.
So, like,
where are you? So who are you doing your apprenticeship with?
A social housing company.
Okay.
Yeah. So
have you been with them from the beginning?
Yeah, for 2 years since I started the apprenticeship program.
Okay.
They,
and how
they offer to. Sorry.
I was just going to say, how are you finding it with them and the work that type?
Well, at first it's difficult because I can't hit certain criteria because for like a portfolio, my level 3, MVQ3 is it? They basically expect us to like do a different range of containments, but because I only do PVC trunking and PVC conduit, and I do lights, fans, and showers, and stuff like sockets. It's kind of difficult when it comes down to the MVQ side because they're expecting a range of containment, motors, stuff like that. So in that sense, it's a bit difficult, but I'm close to the end now, so it's I'll manage to work around it. On a whole. Sorry.
How have you worked around it? Where have you been able to get experience?
So I do. My mentor takes me on quite a bit of foreigners. So I do quite a bit of foreigners, and it's going to sound ridiculous, but for my MVQ3 to hit most of the criteria, I've done a training booth, for the new starters that come through the company. So I just literally managed to do a training booth with all the containment, all the wiring systems, and all the wires, cables, stuff like that, equipment. So yeah, I kind of had to think outside the box, and I'm hoping that it's accepted.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I could hit the criteria without doing it on people's properties and all that.
Yeah. Well, that's good that you've managed to find a way around it, because I know it's been really difficult this year, hasn't it? Lots of people have found it difficult.
Especially with COVID.
Yeah. You recently as well, I saw on Instagram, you did something with Pegasus.
Yeah. Can
you tell me how it all came about? Because you mentioned that it was his old original.
Yeah. So it's like his older. He posted a post of containment and conduit and how to do it. And I one day his message said, "Oh no, this is exactly how we do it now." Does that make sense? Because he did it back then. She said, "Oh, this is how we do it." And he was like, "Yeah, well, it's old school, new school stuff." So I was like, "Okay." And then a couple of days later, he messaged me out of the blue. He was like, "I got a brainwave." I said, "Go on." I got a really good idea. I was like, "All right." He's like, "Just hear me out. I know you don't know me from nowhere, but just listen to me." I said, "Okay." I was like, "Can I call you?" I was like, all right. Yeah, you can if you want. So he calls me. He's like, "I want to help other apprentices that are in the same position as you, that don't do containment, conduit." I said, "Okay." So I've went to the wholesalers. I think it was Edmondson's in Wolverhampton. He says, "I've ordered conduit. I've ordered some containment. I've ordered other stuff. And I want to set up an AM2 thing for the other apprentices that don't do it." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "But I want you to test it out first." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I woke up early in the morning. I think it was a Friday, and I had bundles, like literally a whole big bundle of conduit, a massive conduit bender that I had to carry all the way upstairs. I said, see what I messaged with. I think it's a bit too much that you've given me, but thank you. And then ever since then, I haven't looked back. He asked me to. I decided to do a video to help him out and make people understand. And you know what? We've never looked back. And we was trying to do one for inspection and testing. Other stuff to help other apprentices. Because I do quite a bit at work. And we've never looked back. And now it's called AM2 Lone Rangers. And a lot of people now get involved. Yeah.
And so, is it Edmondson's that are helping out with transporting the stuff? Yeah,
so it's free of charge. Edmondson's help, they pick it up and they drop it to you. Yeah, they drop it to another place. So, for example, if you want to use it, they will drop it to you free of charge. Conduit, containment, device, everything comes with it. Everything, and he even has a board now, a board of how to do all the bends. He says that you have to have to get everything to scale and do all the bends and then fit it onto the board. Yeah, everything comes with it.
That's amazing. So you've been able to have a really good practice at all your metal stuff. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh my God.
For someone who doesn't do it, it's really good. It gives me a rough idea of how to do it but the only problem is that we had kind of I was the first one to have it, so we kind of improved it later on, made a big board for other people because I didn't have one at the start. So I was just doing it off. He gave me a sheet and I kind of did all the stuff, but I never fitted it to anywhere because I didn't have nothing to fit it to. So now the other ones, everyone that has it, they have the same, same stuff, but they have more now with less conduit as well.
That's awesome. I mean, that's such a brilliant thing to do. That's going to help people out.
Definitely.
Anyway. What a brilliant idea.
I think it's pretty cool, me personally.
Yeah.
It's just one man with one idea and it works.
Yeah. Well, and then you've tested it out and obviously your feedback has helped him improve it even more for other people. Yeah. So amazing. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty all right, to be honest. I think there should be more stuff out there. Now a lot of people are coming along with it as well. I think Mark Allison, the apprentice 1-to-1 guy, he's doing the same idea and other people are starting to do it as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully
I think it's great. People put a lot of time, money and effort into helping other people. Yeah. It's so nice to see, especially, this last year or 18 months when it's been really difficult to get that practical experience. That's going to help people out so much.
Yeah, because for me last year I was in and out of work because of obviously furlough or whatever. So for me it was more of a case of up until that point I didn't do anything till November. So when he gave me the stuff in April, February, it was wow, I'm doing something finally. Because you're sitting at home every day doing the same stuff. So when I actually started doing stuff, I was like, this is it. I like this. I miss it, actually. It makes you appreciate things a lot more as well.
Yeah. So your sort of coursework and that, have you been doing online over the last year rather than going in?
Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a lot of online stuff. Most of my stuff that I have to give in is my write-ups and that. Normally you sit there with your tutor and have one-to-one sessions. Not since COVID now. I think the first one I had was in February.
Wow.
So we haven't had any sessions, and even now because he's a bit older, he doesn't really want any students in because he's waiting for his vaccination, his second dose, and it's a bit difficult for us.
Yeah. It has been a difficult for learners.
Yeah.
So work-wise, what are your sort of favourite jobs? What do you like doing?
I absolutely love installing. I love it. I love first fix. I love installing. And you know what? I'm starting to get my head around inspection and testing.
Yeah.
As well.
I find testing.
But I don't really. Do you like testing?
I think I don't really like it because I still don't really get it. Only because I don't do it very often. If I was doing it, then I would get it and I'd enjoy it. But it's always something that I sort of. Yeah.
See, that's like me. When I first did it, I kind of ran away from the idea. until they gave me my own van. I was like, you know, you got to go in that property and be supervised and inspection and test. I was like, Tiana, you got to go in there. I was like, I don't feel like I want it. And then the first 2 days, I was like, I don't want it. And I remember sitting there and I started crying. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's like, there's 8 circuits. You could at least give me one with 4. I was like, and then my manager's like, you know what, sit down, think about it. And then I kind of now, you get your own test sequence in some sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I've done it. Kind of like done, dusted, but I'm very lucky in that sense, but unfortunate in other senses, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do a lot of installing. So in that sense, it's my downfall. Whereas inspection testing is probably my, you know, strongest point.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
So do you work on your own now then? Or are you normally in teams, or how does it work?
Well, I used to work with somebody, still do kind of on and off. Like, I've been lying to that experienced apprentice, I'm not. But I have someone to supervise once I've done the property inspection and tested it. They come out and like, view what I did. And while I'm on the job, they see what I'm doing.
Okay.
I try and do all the remedials. And if I find any faults before I even turn the board back on, someone has to be there, like, you know, to monitor what I'm doing. Because obviously I have electricity. And because I'm still new to it all. So I'm supervised, but not supervised.
Okay.
That makes sense. And I have my own van. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I saw your
Quite
van.
fun.
I think it was your van.
Mess.
It was a right mess.
You know what? I turned the corner after cleaning it in the rain and it fell over. So I thought, not interested now. Forget it. There was like, buy these boxes. I'm like, yeah, but it's going to probably fall over again. I'm just a crap packer, isn't it? So like, makes no difference. I'm like, so it's a tipped straight in. It's horrible. The front of it's fine, but the back of it's absolutely disgusting.
I can't do
like
that.
Honestly, I've tried to keep it organised. Literally, turn the corner, turn it all in, boom. I was like, oh no! I just literally thought the screws and everything fell out. The Wagos fell out. The boxes. I was like,
oh no,
no.
That's the worst.
The only thing that probably stayed is the cable. The 1.5 cable that probably stayed. That's the only thing that stayed flipping straight, and everything else fell over. I was like, forget this. This might just stay a tip now. Yeah.
So
my van's very dirty.
Honestly, I can't cope with that. I know where everything is in my van. It's got to be organised. Everything's got its place. I'm like that.
I bet it's nice.
Yeah.
It feels nice and stress free. You know, when you go in there, you know what you're looking for.
Yeah. And I can you know, if one of the lads at work asks me for something, I can send them to my van to get it themselves, because I can say exactly where it is and I know they're going to find it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you have OCD?
Three loads of stuff on the floor to find.
Do you have OCD?
Yeah. So my house is like everything has its place, and that's where it's. That's I've always been like that. So my van has to be the same.
I'm exactly like that. In my car, I'm exactly the same. I'm like, I have everything has a place in my bedroom, even my partner's house. Everything has a place, but in my van, it's the complete opposite. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, I brought boxes from Home Bargains, and then you know when you lean on the box, it snaps. I'm like, I'm getting too fat. I don't know what's going on. Like, everything completely wrong. So I'm like, forget it. The van's the only one that's not organised. Pardon?
I use those DeWalt boxes, and for different.
I'm not saying that.
For different things, they're really good because they're tough, and if you need more room, you can stack them. So
is that the pack out ones? The packed out ones or no?
The pack out stuff's Milwaukee, isn't it? I use the black and yellow deep boxes, but they've got a tree in the top.
I haven't seen them.
Yeah,
I have not seen them. Yeah,
I got them from like Screwfix or somewhere. They're only cheap, I think. I don't know, about £25-30 each, but they're like strong.
Not bad. They last, don't it? Because the ones that I've got, I literally lean on it and it snapped. The handle snapped. Look at this.
All your stuff's everywhere.
Yeah, you can see why now. You're getting a bit of a gist. Yeah.
Have you got any sort of jobs that stand out in your mind, like jobs that you've loved or jobs that you've hated or funny jobs or?
Okay, I've got one job that I really loved is when I first ever did my first ever spotlights, because I've never obviously social housing don't do spotlights.
Yeah.
And I did my first ever spotlights. Absolutely loved it. I said I don't want to do any second fixing again. Like I just know that once I'm qualified, I want to be a first fix Sparky. I don't mind second fixing here and there, but I prefer to do first fixing, installing, because you see it from the start to end.
Yeah.
Whereas with second fix, you know, someone's already fitted the socket, someone's already done the fan, you know, the cable's already there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Social housing anyway. Jobs that I've hated. Oh, okay. I went to a job recently and I didn't understand what I like. The pendant was a bit wonky, so I went up there. I thought, let me have a quick nose. Started unscrewing the pendant, and the whole thing came like it was literally my hand. I was like, they put a plasterboard fixing in, and they've kept like, you know, hope for the best that it was gonna hold off. I was like, I sat there and I went, you know, you want to say some quite bad words, you know? Yeah, I sat there and I went, oh, so I had to go quickly find the joist, you know, using the stub. Is it a stub buddy?
Oh yeah,
because I've got one of them in it. So I was like, need to find this joist, need to find the joist, and it's right next to the cable. So they brought the cable in, and the screws literally like this far away. So I was like, so that was a nightmare job. It left a big hole in the ceiling because it fell in my hands, and I pulled it down like an idiot. I was like, don't like that job. And I think another job that I went to was a bathroom fan, and just kept like, I don't even know. It just literally wasn't stuck on the wall from the previous electrician. So when I took it out, literally just like, you know, about to refit it, there's a massive hole at the back of it. And I'm like, how's anyone even tried to fit this to the wall? So it took me like probably about 2 hours to do instead of like an hour job, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that was a pain.
You often find that, don't you, with when you go to jobs and the person previously has just made your life difficult. I went to one on Saturday where a lady had asked me to add an extra socket in a dining room, and she'd said, "Oh, there's a socket the other side of the room where you can get power from." I thought, "Oh, great." I thought I'll go under the floor because I knew that it was, you know, like floorboards.
Yeah.
So I got there, took the socket front off, and the socket was wired in 1 mil flex. So I was like, well,
it's like 2 jobs that you found in one day kind of thing.
Yeah, this is a good one. And with that one actually, it was back to back with another socket. When I looked in the other socket, it hadn't been bought from that socket, and I'd assumed it would have been. There was no other power in the room. And then so I started taking other socket fronts off downstairs, and everything was like old red and black cable. She said, "Oh, I had a rewire a few years ago," and I was thinking, well, "You haven't."
Oh no!
And then I looked in the board.
Oh no, you don't know.
Yeah, I looked in the board. Everything in the board was brown and blue cable. Everything.
Yeah. So we had
everything around the house. I even went upstairs because she wanted an extra socket in the bedroom. So I took some sockets off up there as well, and everything was red and black. So it hadn't actually been rewired.
So she just took her money and kind of like said, it's dusted, didn't you?
Yeah, and some of the cable was really old, like original. And it was in really bad condition. There was no grommets anywhere. You know, there was obviously this.
I think I've seen it on your story actually.
Yeah,
some of it.
There was these sockets wired in flex. And the more I started to look at it, the more problems I found. There was like
it's like you go in there for one problem, you find 100 others.
Yeah. And it looked like they'd spurred off and again and again and again off the ring, and they'd done a ring where they'd spurred off on one bit of 2.5 to feed a whole garage. It was a real
You're joking.
It was a real mess. So in the end, we just said you probably need some investigation first. All the breakers were the wrong size. They were running a shower on 2.5 on a 32 amp breaker. Then they were running.
And that's not true.
No, I don't know how. The board was the board and the breakers were a brand I've never heard of, never seen before. They were running another shower on 6 mil on a 50 amp breaker. You know, I thought what I thought was a ring, but I actually think it was just 2 radials on a 32 amp
putting
breaker.
Together on this. Yeah,
it was all a mess, everything. And I said, you need some more investigation, maybe an actual rewire, because it hadn't, some of the cables were in really bad condition. You just think, why don't people do things properly? Why bother?
But I've noticed I've noticed that though. It's just like people just go in there, take the money out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying I'll do everything by the book, but I prefer to do everything by the book as much as I can. You know what I mean? Stick to everything. Like, I went to a property the other day, and manager's like, "Can you quickly go and check it out?" I was like, "Fine." And they put sorry, I just went mime. They put a ring on a 16 amp breaker, and then they put a 32 amp breaker in, and put the water heat on this 32 amp breaker. And I was like, So he's like, "You're stripping," and I realised that they've, you know, when you have like 3 separate sections for the neutrals, like, you know, they have neutral bar 1, neutral bar 2, neutral bar 3. They've moved the breaker, assuming that it's fine, but they haven't moved the neutral over. So the one side of the breaker, for example, like that, like 2 different circuits on it, which is meant to be the water heater. They put it in the neutral bar 4 or whatever it is, 3. You know what I mean, roughly.
Yeah.
So you kept tripping it out because they haven't put it in the same bar as, you know, the same side as RCD and all that. So it's like, and then it was just like, I was sitting there and I was just like, my manager's like, "It's going to take you about 4 hours." I was like, "No, they've literally not done it properly." So they've signed it off as the EICR and said, "Oh, yeah, everything came back fine." So I inspected it. So I thought, something's not right here. And literally the back of the cooker socket, burnt out, fully burnt out, but they've ticked it off as insulation resistance fine. And they came about 3 weeks ago. So I'm like, in 3 weeks, no one's come in the property. They haven't done that properly. So then I just said to him, "You're going to have to call someone out properly to go inspect and test everything, because I ain't got time. And, you know, you only put me a little bit of time out to it." But just like nothing passed as well, like nothing. So I was like, I don't know how they're doing that. They're getting paid a lot of money to do nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot of people not doing the testing properly, I think.
Yeah, not all. All the installing, should I say.
Yeah, we come across a lot of it. Yeah, stuff that should have been found on tests and that, and it's not. You see,
so do you do old buildings or new buildings?
Say that again, sorry.
Do you do old buildings or new buildings, a bit of both?
We do everything. At the minute, I'm doing. We're working on 8 new build houses, and we're doing a rewire on a old commercial building that's been changed into 10 flats, and then also a massive care home that's been changed into 10 flats. So, and that's a really old building. That's that's a tricky one, because it's the actual buildings all over the place. You know, there's all different levels, ceilings, different heights everywhere. Some of it's 1 story, some of it's 2 story. It's all over the shops. That's a difficult one, but
you're gonna need all look you can get. Good luck, man. Some of the big jobs, I'm like, I wouldn't do it, but I guess it's, you know, work, isn't it? And a task is never too big, as I say.
No, that's true. And I think you get these jobs that you worry about. You think, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that," and then you do, and then that's what gives you confidence, isn't it? You keep sort of bettering yourself, you know, doing bigger and better jobs, you know, more difficult jobs, and I still stress about stuff all the time. Like, if I'm going to start a new job, the night before, I'll get mad anxiety about it, thinking, "Oh, if I get there, what to do, or what if I do something wrong?" Or, you know, even stupid things like today, I went to do a job on my own. I don't normally work on my own now. We're in like teams normally, because most of the jobs we're on are really big jobs. So there's always, you know, at least 2 or usually more of us there. But I was going on my own, and last night I was like stressing about it. I'm like, this is basic stuff that I do, that I've done for
on a daily.
Years. I know what I'm doing. I don't know why I get stressed about it. It's weird, isn't it?
Honestly, it happens though. I guess it's a part of growing, and in some sense, because I was like that when I first did my fuse. At first, like, you know, the ICR, I was like, "Oh my God, what if I didn't do this? What if I under tighten it? What if I over tighten it?" I'm like, relax, like. But in your head, you feel like everything could possibly go wrong. And before that, and the night before that, you can think of every bad possibility. And then the day comes, you're still thinking all the nervous possibilities. You leave the job, you're still thinking the bad possibilities. Like, what could happen if I didn't do it right? You're like, everything's right.
Yeah, 99% of the time, you turn up at the job, you do it absolutely fine, no problems. It all works out. It looks brilliant at the end. You're proud of it. You take a photo, you go home, it's all good. And then the next night, you're stressing about like the next one.
Yeah.
Why? You know you're going to be all right. But,
yeah. So how long have you been doing it for?
Me, I've been on the tools only for 4 years.
It's quite a long time considering, though.
I did.
I bet you got a lot of experience.
I was at college for 2 years, but I wasn't. I wasn't working as a spark. I was. I couldn't get a job. It was really difficult.
Yeah, I know it's hard.
I just did something else, and then I was really lucky. Literally, the week I was finishing college, I got a position at a company.
That's good. That is.
Yeah. So I've been on the tools.
That's really good. Everyone does it different ways, though, ain't it? Like for me, I think I didn't have it roughly the same way. I had it exactly how you did. Like I think about a month before I was meant to qualify. When I finished it level 3, I was like, "Oh, we would like to take you on." I said, "But I haven't got all the qualifications." Like, "Yeah, but we'll give you them. We just want you to know that here's the opportunity. Do you want to take it?" I was like, "Damn right, I will." Yeah. It's hard to get a job in electric. Do you know what I mean? Even an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Do you think it was more difficult being a woman, or do you think it made no difference?
I don't. In some sense, for example, my company, I had an advantage because they needed to recruit one woman, but recruited 2 in the end. One's a multi-trade, like Sparky, and then Sparky. One's a multi-trade operative, and then there's me as a Sparky. But for me, it was difficult because I came there for multi-trade, and then they just says, "We don't know if we can offer you the position because electrics is there's a lot to it." So in that sense, there was like you kind of have to pick. And I kind of stuck my ground. I says, I want to be a Sparky. Like I've trained like 2 years before this to do it. And I did like previous stuff before that. So in that sense, it was difficult because I kind of had to go for a bit more hoops than everyone else. Me and the other female had to go for a lot more hoops. And when we went to the company before, they were a bit more like, we don't know how we can facilitate you for the toilets, for example. Or the men that we put you with because we don't know their background and we don't know how they are as people.
Right.
And all this, and some of the men that I worked with at the time, they weren't really the best, let's just say that. And then like the people that I work with now, they're fine. But the ones that I worked with before that, they weren't really the best. The company that I worked for before my apprenticeship, they weren't really the best. But now, the company that I work for now, they're pretty good. They're like a solid team now.
That's good. It's nice working in a team where you're, where you all get on and where you feel supported and stuff.
Yeah.
Makes going to work nicer and easier, doesn't it? So
yeah, but the place that I think I did my 2 weeks work experience or something like that, and they weren't nice at all.
Really?
But the company was like, we can't accommodate you for the toilets. We don't know if you're going to get the apprenticeship because there's a lot of other lads that need it. And I was like, oh, okay. So in that sense, like that company that I wanted to work for, they weren't really nice, but the one that I work for now, they're absolutely amazing. Honestly, they're great. Like even the lads, they're proper lads. Like the banter with me at first, they weren't too sure, but then now they treat me like a lad, and I like it like that, equality and equal. Yeah,
I like it like that.
Me too.
I think it's always like that. When you start somewhere, you're trying to gauge them, they're trying to gauge you. Especially I think with the younger ones, they want. I don't know. I think they're scared of saying something out of place, so they're trying to see what your sense of humour is like and stuff like that, which is good. I get on really well with like my team as well, so it makes going to work so much nicer, doesn't it?
I prefer to work with the lads as well. Like me personally, now I feel like they're my family. You know what I mean? Like I can make a joke here and there, and even my dad, I make a joke with him, a little vulgar joke, and he bursts out laugh. He's like, "You're like one of the lads." I'm like, "Yeah, I am actually." Yeah. I try my best, you know what I mean. But I think as you get a bit, closer to them, you kind of pick up their nature and their banter, and you know what I mean. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I like being just one of the lads at work. I just think
same.
I don't know. Some people don't, and I get that, but
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just get treated like a lad, me personally.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's because I was a tomboy, when I was younger. So it's like, that weighs out hand in hand.
Have you got brothers?
I've got a little baby brother. I've got like 3 older sisters. Yeah. So you feel like I've got 1 older sister, 2 younger ones, and then 1 little brother. Yeah. So
I've got 2 brothers. One 3 years younger and 1 3 years older. So that's why I was always a tomboy, because I don't know. We were just always like lads. We just used to, play army together, and we were always fighting. And I've always been one of the lads growing up. I was always
that's like me. I remember I just love to be around the lads instead of the females. I was like, even in school, I was like, I prefer to be one of the lads. I was like, my mum used to say to me, why though? I was like, because it's more relaxed. You know what I mean? Like, females like, my hair, my nails, and I just never really was interested in that. No. You know what I mean? So they just play games and all that, for all the time. Like,
I was
the lads
always out on my bike and getting dirty.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Right. I wonder if many people actually understand much of this conversation, because we are so brummy, especially you.
No, it's really bad, isn't it? I don't know what they're saying halfway through. I mean, probably got a proper Brummy accent as well, both strong.
People say that I'm Brummy, but when I started talking to you, I was like, she is way Brummier than me.
Everyone says that to me, like, slow down, I can't understand your accent, and you speak really fast enough. So, like, when I go to tense, go on.
Again.
When I go to, like, like the north, like, side of, like, West Midlands, like, I'm sorry, love, I can't understand you. I'm like, oh. I say, okay, sorry, I'll speak a bit slower. And if they can't understand me, I just go put someone on the phone. I'm like, explain to them what I just said. It's proper strong.
You have got a strong accent. And also...
it's bad, isn't it?
Yeah. I grew up in Tamworth. And when I used to go to, like, my dad's for the weekends or some holidays, when in Birmingham, when I used to come back, my friends used to say that I used to say in it and it on the end of every sentence. And you do that?
I can't help myself. Everyone in Birmingham does the same thing, so I think I picked up on it. I'm like, any. At the
ends of everything. If I go see my dad when I come home, I'll put in "any" on the end of everything, and my friends will be like, "Have you been
everything?"
I'm like, yeah.
And it's like someone says to me, someone says, "You don't have to add that at the end of the sentence." Like, I know, but I know, any. And I'm like, oh. It's like a bird. So it's like, see how Kimmy says so a lot. I say any a lot, like any. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's the bird we go back to. I don't know if it's everyone around me. I don't know.
Oh God! Right.
I'm hoping that everyone understands us anyway. Probably have to put subtitles at the bottom.
Right, edit. All right.
I'll probably get a comment about it.
In it.
Elliot.
I'm going. Thanks so much for talking to me. And your Instagram, it's T as in TEE _electrics.
Electrics, yeah.
So if anyone wants
to
get in touch, drop Tiana a message. Tiana a message.
I don't mind any.
She'll answer all your questions, doesn't it?
Yeah, edit. Amy.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
I'll speak to you soon. Right. Take care.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Women in Trades with Amy the Sparky. Never miss an episode by subscribing now. Just hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on.